Welcome to Date Night.
I'm Will.
And I'm Amy. And we've been married for 13 years. 13 long years.
Yeah, and after all those long years, we felt like we needed some adventure in our marriage.
So every couple of weeks, we send our kids out of the house to the sitter's house.
And we go upstairs to the playroom.
Yep, and we clear off the table.
And we explore a whole new world together.
Just the two of us.
And me, your best buddy and longest role-playing companion.
Yep, and Mike.
And me, your favoriteest nephew.
And our nephew.
Your favoriteest nephew.
Our favoriteest nephew, Sam.
And, of course, a mysterious force from beyond the veil, also known as your half-niece-in-law, Eva.
Yeah, and our whatever Eva is to us.
And we play
Dungeons and Dragons.
Sator actually has turned around and he's noticed that the alarm was ringing because there's some other enemies gathered between the well and the amphitheater. And he kind of says, there's more, because it's not confusing enough.
I'll run and go get that. And I'll run that way.
Nay, everybody fall back to the common house. But don't actually, run behind it.
Okay. Roll deception checks, I guess.
15.
6. What's deception ruled by charisma? So 7.
Yeah. 5. But you're
not out
you're
in the
in the
field,
house.
No.
Yeah. What was yours?
15.
So that would be a 10 altogether. Alright, I think they kind of see where you're headed. At least the bandits do. I don't know about the archers. But I don't know that the bandits are too keen to rush up on you at this point. So, you're hiding behind the common house? Is that the...
Aye.
Alright, so they're going to kind of consolidate their forces here. There are 2 more archers. There are 2 really scrawny, ill-fed wargs.
I don't like the wargs.
And there's some other odd-looking things that look almost like a boar man, or like a were-boar, and like a rhino man, or like a were-rhino.
So, Bebop and Rocksteady.
No, actually, they're named Be Steady and Rock Bop.
Oh, okay. Draw them in close. We're gonna light the house, and since you got grease all over the frickin' path there.
Yeah.
So let them get in close, and then we'll light the whole thing up, and then start getting everybody out towards the...
Alright, so the archers are going to hole up around the side of this house and use it for some cover. And the hounds are running in first. And the were guys are kind of going back in between these houses here.
Steady.
Okay? So the dogs are coming up.
Should I try and do something to lure them into the house a little bit more?
Who? And you've got the bandits
Everyone.
this way. And these archers are starting to move across the bridge, Keira. You can see them.
Because we put a cart.
By all means.
We put a cart
The one
right in
is.
front of
One isn't, yeah.
in front of the door.
No, we put it near the door to push in front of the door later.
We put it near the door. So I'm gonna cast minor illusion
Okay.
and fill it with supplies, like the things that they were looking for, like the resources and
The cart or the house?
the cart.
Why would you want them to go to the cart? You want them to go in the house.
Because I greased up the whole area.
Right, but you still want them
They go into the common house.
trapped inside the common house, and then they're stuck in there with the fire.
Yeah. That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Aye.
Yeah. So I'll put some supplies inside the house with minor illusion.
Or maybe like an auditory hallucination, so they think there's people in there.
That would work too. That's why we keep you around. You all got all the brains. So yeah, how about that? How about some rustling? Maybe a baby crying. That's good.
And what do they roll?
I don't think they do, is the thing.
Oh, they just think it is an illusion.
Yeah.
Or they think it is the thing. Alright, I'm gonna say,
Until they, interact with it.
Those 3 bandits with the spears from the bridge go into the common house.
What about the wargs of the...
The wargs are still running across toward this side of the house where you are, and the Bebop and Rocksteady are between these houses where Keira's in one of those huts. And you've got one of the archers at the bridge on the near side, one of the archers on the far side of the bridge, and the 2 new archers hiding behind some of the houses south of the common house.
Alright, so the wargs see us and are headed towards us?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and push the wagon in place and we'll light it up.
All right, so you got the 3 bandits inside there. But it's going to be the archers to the south's turn after you push the cart, so
Okay.
Before anybody else gets an attack. They're going to take attacks at... I'll do one at Tim. That's archers are +4. That's an 11.
13.
That's a 21 on yours, Durn.
Okay.
That's going to be 10 damage.
I try and push him out of the way, but I'm so tiny. But
You
it's
just
really
bump up against his
But
leg.
it's the thought that counts.
Hi.
Alright, now the hounds are coming, and they're going to make their attacks on Akagi and Tim. That's a miss on Akagi, and 13 plus 9, or 13 plus 4, sorry, 17. That's going to be a hit, right? Okay. That's 5 damage.
Wee man's next to me, right? Because we were right there at the...
Yeah?
So, protection.
Alright, that'll be enough to make a miss.
Oh, thank God. I'm only at 4
I got
health.
blood pouring off my face and I'm sitting here going...
Okay. I think you're going to have to pick ahead of time who you're going to defend with your shield, just for, I guess, realism's sake. Like, who are you going to offer protection if people are near you?
It's more of a reactionary roll, though, isn't it?
I mean, if it's a reaction, then you can do it once per turn. So,
Oh, okay.
You want to do it that way? Or do you want to pick somebody that you protect for each round?
I think it would be better to do it as a reactionary roll because that's still once per round.
Yeah.
But it limits the...
Right. Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Let's do it that way, because I don't know how it's really supposed to work. Okay, and that will bring it back around to Tim.
Light it up a little bit.
I cast a firebolt at the house.
Okay, this thing goes up like thermonuclear, and you may want to use your move to start getting out of the way here. This is going to provoke an opportunity attack for the hounds, so they're going to try to take a bite at Durn and Tim.
Where?
That's a crit on Durn. That's going to put you unconscious.
Okay. Go on, laddie!
Oh.
And at Tim, that's going to be a miss. That's a 7.
Oh, thank God.
Alright. The hounds, though, don't have any move left because they've used it all to get up here, so they're going to take some fire damage when it comes back around to their turn. But for now,
The hounds just
and
stop
so is
mid-fleet.
Durn if nobody gets him out of there. So Akagi's going to roll a strength check and try and pull you away.
That's fair.
Okay, that's fair. He can pull you out of that range, and he only gets about half as far away as he would have. And it's back to the 3 bandits who are inside the house, and they are, let's say, crispy at this point. Crispy bandits. And Durn, it's your turn. Make a death saving throw.
Is that D20?
Yes.
20.
Oh, that counts as 2 saves, because it's a crit. So you get 2 successes. 1 more, and you will be stable.
Okay. And
Nice.
then the what's-his-face's buff doesn't do anything with this, does it?
I don't... Your buff was on
saving
saving
throw.
throws? No, that's like on spells and deck saves and stuff.
10-4.
I don't know if that's was so helpful. But Sator will throw a heal at you, since it's his turn now. Ooh, he rolled an 8, plus 3, 11.
Ooh. So that's 11 health?
I don't know, what were you at?
He's dead.
You were at 5, right? And then you got hit for 12. So you were at -7.
Correct. So then he brings you back to 4.
4.
Okay. So am I conscious again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I run over and give you a big hug.
Do I delete the successes?
Yeah, you don't need that.
Okay.
All right, then.
So worried about you.
Gotta touch me, lad.
Akagi used his turn to move you out of there. The archers at the bridge are going to go again. We'll go with the guy who's entangled first, so roll your d6, Keira.
2.
That finishes that archer off.
Yay!
And the other archer has come across the bridge. He's going to try and shoot at you, Keira, but you're at cover. Under cover, he's going to be at a disadvantage.
Okay.
13 is the lower one, plus 4. 17.
That's a hit.
Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah.
3 damage. Okay, Keira, it's you. The situation again, you've got one archer at the bridge who just shot at you. That's probably the only one you can see from your hut at this point.
Okay, and where is he?
Durn?
Yeah.
Over.
He's now over by
Way
the
out of
hut
range
next
for
to the common house.
Alright, I guess I'll have to shoot at the other archer.
Okay.
Oh, also, Sam the Benevolent Dragon, Pseudo-Dragon. I hate you.
Alright, so out of a tiny little portal from the Feywild comes this iridescent blue pseudo-dragon who's going to act when you act. So after your action, we'll let the dragon take its action, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead, Keira, and make your normal attack.
13 plus 6, 19 plus 2.
That's a
21.
hit. No, you don't get that +2 anymore.
Oh, I can't see him.
Oh, no, I don't think you can. Because he's way over there, yeah.
Okay.
So roll your damage on the archer.
8.
Nice. Alright, he's bleeding profusely. You've got the dragon now who can take an action.
Yes.
Alright.
He can cast Lightning Breath, I guess.
Okay. Do we have to make a save against that, or is that a ranged attack?
Must succeed, or the creature it attacks must succeed on Dexterity saving throw DC 8 plus my Animal Handling modifier, which is +3.
He rolled a crit fail.
Okay.
So don't do
I
any math.
use you, Samachu.
So what happens? He takes 1 damage, right?
Deals lightning damage equal to half the level, my level, so 1, minimum of 2.
Oh, okay. So he takes that arrow immediately followed by a bolt of lightning, and he's still up, but he's hurting pretty badly. Be Steady and Rock Bop are making a beeline right now for Durn, Akagi, and Tim. So they're going to have their turn. Be Steady is going to charge at Akagi. That's going to be a hit. And he's coming from 25 feet away, so he's going to be able to do a gore attack. And he hits him for 9 damage. Okay. Rock Bop pulls out like this weird musket with like a big barrel on the end, and he's going to take a shot at Tim. That is a 13.
My armor class is 13.
Alright, that's going to be a hit. And it actually throws a fireball out of the end of this musket, and it deals 6 damage.
I'm dead.
You're unconscious?
Yeah. I'm at
Okay.
-2.
Alright. Now, the archers... the archers from the south of town, the new ones that had come in, are also going to shoot up in your guys' direction. One at Akagi. That's a hit. For 9 damage. He's starting to feel it a little bit.
Where are all these villagers?
You told them to stay in the inn.
Oh,
And the other one misses you, Durn.
At least they're safe.
We're screwed for this.
Alright, the hounds are going to take some fire damage, and then they're going to move out of the way. So each take 4 damage. And they're hot dogs right now.
It'd be nice if Fury Malork and the Butcher decided to join us, except for your NPC.
Yeah, I'd overextended myself with this. Both hounds miss. It's back to Tim. Roll a death save.
Nat 20!
Alright, that counts as 2 successes. 1 more and you're stable, but hopefully somebody will heal you. It's back to Durn.
Lay on hands on Tim.
Okay.
It's +5.
Okay, you get 5 health.
Well,
Are you
you're
out of the
negative
negative?
2, so you're
Yeah, I'm at
3.
negative.
So you're at 3 now?
Yes.
Alright, Sator's gonna throw a heal at you too.
Yes.
That's 11.
Back up to full health.
Alright.
I'll take one of those next.
That's Akagi. She's gonna take a swing at one of the dogs. That's a miss. His second attack is a hit. And that's
You only
a
have 11 for hit
D6.
You only have 11 hit points.
8.
I have to
And
level up.
that kills one of the wards.
Squishy.
Alright, so what's left? We've got the one archer on the who just came across the bridge. We've got Be Steady and Rockbop. We've got the 2 south archers and 1 hound. And it is to the archer on the near side of the bridge who's having an archer duel with Keira and losing. He's going to take another shot at her. They both were 14, so even though it's a disadvantage, that's 14 plus 4, 18. That's a hit, right?
Yeah, because I'm at 13 armor class.
He deals 7 damage.
Ow.
Okay. Keira, it's back to you.
Shoot him with an arrow.
Hit him with the hammer.
16 plus,
That's a hit.
It's a hit.
yeah. 7.
He's dead. He
Yoo-hoo!
drops to the ground. Okay, you still have your move. Do you want to go anywhere? You can't see anybody at this point.
Yeah, I will run towards the action.
This house is still pretty flammable, but you can go through this way. This is where Rock Bop is with the musket. He's down there.
That would help us
You
out
wanna-
a lot because we'd have to move a lot to ever get within range of him.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to peek out from behind the building and try and get in range with your bow where you can see him, or you want to get into melee range with him?
I think bow.
Okay. So that'll be next, but your dragon gets to act. So
Yes.
what do you want the dragon to do?
All right, so Bebop and Rocksteady are there.
No,
No, just the rhino.
Okay. Where's everything else?
They're all up over here by near the common house to the west of the common house.
hitting me with various things.
Yes.
So they are very far away.
Yes, fairly far.
I guess lightning breath.
Okay, on the rhino.
Yeah.
And what's he got to roll? Dex save?
Yes.
You rolled a 5.
So
That's going to hit. So it's 2 damage, right?
yeah.
Okay. It's to Be Steady. That's the boar who's over near the main group who had just hit
Just scored
Akagi.
Akagi.
And he's going to try and punch Akagi this time. And that's going to be a hit for 3 damage. And Rockbop is going to throw down his musket, and he's charging the dragon. That's 15 against the dragon's AC. I think that's a hit.
Yeah.
And that his plus whatever to the dice does enough to take your dragon back to the Feywild.
Okay.
So your dragon gets knocked back to the Feywild, turned into an amulet, doesn't get to fly back to your neck. It's laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. The 2 archers in the south of town are going to take more pot shots. One at Akagi and one at Tim. One Akagi misses. Tim, that's a hit. You want to do your disadvantage thing, Durn?
Yeah.
That's a miss. Crit miss.
Thank you.
Okay. The hound is going to try and attack Durn, the one that's left. That's a miss. Back to Tim.
All right, which one hit me? Bebop or
There's the boar one.
I can see him.
No, the one with the musket shot at you, right?
Yeah.
that one was the rhino. Yeah, you can see him. You got a straight line at him.
How do you like this? And I cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay, and what kind of damage are you going to hit him with?
Acid.
Okay. Is that a ranged attack?
Yes. 19.
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
That's a hit. What's your damage?
That's,
Like 3d6?
yes. Let me write. It's 3d8.
Ooh.
2, 4,
That's 6.
4.
That's 10. Okay, Rockbop screams out, "Oh, like my skin!"
Ha ha ha!
All right, and it's
Somehow Tim turned into Krang there.
it's back to Durn.
No, that would be Shredder.
You've got the hound who just tried to take a bite near you. You've got the boar man is near you. Those are the two things nearby.
So we're going to hit the hound with the hammer.
Okay, fair enough.
18.
That's a hit.
Plus whatever, doesn't matter.
Yep.
And then 7.
That takes out the hound. That smushes him. And it's back to Sator, who's unfortunately... No, he's still got a spell slot left. He's gonna burn that on Durn. That's his last spell slot, I think. Alright, that's 6 heals.
I'll take it.
Okay. Akagi at the boar that just gored him. It's 1 hit. That's 2 hits. With the sword.
Boom, I
7, 10, 13. For 13 damage, and basically B-Steady's got an arm off right now. He's lost an arm. It's like, you think your acid's bad, I've just lost an arm. And that was Akagi. So we're to Keira. You got Rock Bop right in front of you. You might have a shot at the archers from where you are. I'm not, maybe one of them.
What's Rock Bop looking like?
He's hurt pretty bad from the acid, but he's right in front of you because he charged the dragon, so he's in melee range.
Then I would pull out my swords.
Okay,
17.
that's a hit.
Alright, 4.
That kills Rockbop. Like I was just getting started. And he's dead.
And there's nobody else next to me. Can I use my move to run closer to
Yeah.
the action?
You want to run? You want to run to the east?
Out there.
Okay.
So I can see what's going on.
All right. That will make it the B-Steady's turn again. The boar is going to make another attack against the Akagi, and that's going to be a hit.
Protection, since it's a new turn.
Okay. Still a hit.
I give it a shot.
Yeah. Just trying to punch. He does for 4
I
damage.
gotta protect my character, you know.
It's a nice reunion.
It is.
Akagi and Sator.
Although, depending on how closely you followed his actual story, he might be okay anyways.
All right, the archers in the south of town are back up. One at Durn. It's a 14.
That's a miss.
One at Tim. That's a 9.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Just to recap, we only got the 2 archers and then
2 archers and
Bob.
be steady.
Okay.
It's back to Tim. You can see one archer from where you are, and right next to you is the wereboar that's kind of been tearing into Akagi.
Kill the one from one of the archers.
Kill one of the archers?
Yeah, because me and Akagi are within melee of the boar. Our turns are going to be wasted if we have to go against archers anyways, because we'll have to move.
Alright, I'll go for the archer.
How many spell slots have you burned anyway?
2.
Okay, so you only got 1 left.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use my cantrip of
Okay.
Firebolt. I hit the glass. I think I need to.
I don't think so.
7 plus my spell bonus,
Which is
Yeah.
6. So that's
13.
That's still a hit, though.
and that is 1d10. 3.
Okay. You injure one of the archers.
Was he standing in maybe some grease?
No, he's
down
in the
that far.
south of town. So it is to Durn.
I'm going to hit the big old piggy with the hammer.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking pretty bad off.
Let's see. 3 plus 6 plus Akagi's buff. So that's 8. 8 plus 3, 11.
That's a hit.
Alright. There's my D8. 4, 8.
You had 2 left.
Well, he's dead.
Alright, the boar is definitely dead.
Bye-bye, piggy.
And it's to Keira. No, it's to... I'm sorry. It's to Sator. He's going to cast Thorn Whip at one of the archers. And that's a hit.
Hey!
It does hit.
He hit it with Thorn Whip.
Ew.
The last session, he threw that out like 6 times.
And he
every time he missed.
pulls... Not only does he hit him, he pulls him toward you guys.
Oh, nice.
So now he's pretty close. He's about
You're going to get hit with the
10
hammer,
feet
lad.
away. And Akagi is going to charge that guy that got pulled closer and take, that's the wrong dice, take 2 swings at him. One of which will hit. That's enough to take him out. Alright, so that one archer that Sator pulled closer is dead. Then, Keira, now it's your turn. You've got one archer about 8 feet away from you. It's the last thing left alive.
Alright, obviously I'm gonna pull up my bow.
Okay.
8 plus 4.
It's 12.
Nope, that'll be a miss.
But
Plus
wait,
Akagi's,
can I see
it's
Akagi's
14.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Okay, so it's
14
14.
moved out. That's a hit.
Woohoo! 6.
Okay. He takes an arrow, and it's back around to Tim. You got one archer left.
I'm gonna cast. I'll burn my last spell slot
Okay.
because this is almost over.
We assume it's almost over.
We assume it's almost over.
We better hope it's almost over.
I want to do another chromatic orb
Okay.
at him, and the options for it were. I think you still have the page open. If
Yeah.
not, I'll just do acid damage. It's fire, acid, lightning,
I'm
maybe.
looking at burning hands. That's my problem. Fire, cold, acid, lightning, poison, thunder.
Just
Ooh.
hit him with the acid and get it over with.
Fine, I'll hit him with acid.
I mean, it's your character. I'm just.
Yeah, I'll hit him with acid. That sounds about right. I want the Nazi way out.
So ranged attack.
That's a 2 plus a 6.
6
That's
is
8.
8.
Not gonna do it.
Plus Akagi. Oh, no, that doesn't count. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a 10.
it would be a 10, but
Oh.
that's still not gonna do it. He dodges out of the way of that acid. It burns a hole in the side of one
So
of the
does that still burn a
thatched
spell
roofs.
slot?
Yeah. Thatched roof cottages. And it's Durn. You're up. You've got that archer. He's about 20 feet away.
Charge and hit him with the hammer.
All right, do it.
Oh, let's see. 4, 8, 10, 12.
Nope. He's going to dodge out of the way of that too, expertly. And Sator's going to cast Thorn Whip and miss, because that's...
There's a good old Sator we know and love.
Akagi's going to rush him. And this archer is Dodgy McGee, because he just
Freaking
slips
Legolas over here.
2 of Akagi's attacks, and Akagi's like, huh? And it's Kira's turn.
How close am I?
8 feet.
8 feet
About
still?
8 feet. Although he's dodged all over, he's back in the same spot.
I just shot myself in the foot apparently because I had a crit fail.
Yeah, that's gonna definitely be a miss. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's back to the archer, who miraculously is still alive,
For at least one more turn.
and he's right next to Akagi and Durn. He's going to drop the longbow. He's got 2 short swords. He's going to try and make 2 attacks, one at Durn and one at Akagi. Durn is a crit fail. The one on Akagi is a hit for 3 damage. It is back to Tim. Hey, Tim. Archer's still there. He's been hit with 1 arrow, but other than that, he's golden.
I'm just going to do my firebolt.
Okay.
That works well. 17,
That's a hit.
and that's a D10. This one's the 10. That's a 9.
Ouch. Yeah, he got hit with all of that one, and he is basically looking like charcoal, but still moving around. And Durn, it's your turn.
I think we all know what's going to happen here.
Hit it with a hammer!
We're going to hit
give
him
him
with
a hug?
the hammer.
Oh.
12 plus
That's a
8,000
hit.
bonuses.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
13. So.
And
He has 1 health.
3.
So he's dead. Alright, this wave has been, actually those 2 waves.
when you said this wave, I died a little inside.
Yeah. So, how many are left if you're tracking 40 bandits?
Well,
How
the
many
ones
were in the
coming-
second wave? Were those part of the actual bandits?
No, there were 6, well, there were 4 more in there.
4 more came and attacked us?
Yeah, Bebop, Rocksteady,
No, there
and 2
were 6.
archers. 2 dogs.
Yes, it's 6. 6 plus the 16 that came with the wave, that's 22. Plus the original 5, that's 28. So there's 12 left.
Okay, 5 plus the 16 that came. And how many came in that from behind?
6. 2 wargs,
Two-
Bebop, Rocksteady, and 2 archers.
Are the works counting as part of the 40?
No, they're dogs.
So just 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we've got 15 left.
Sator says, I think this is a good time for a short rest, friends.
Aye.
So let's, he takes you over to the Raventree, and you can take your short rest in the Raventree. You can roll your hit dice, if you'd like. Which one's the D10?
That's 5,
That's the time there.
but I get 2 hit dice. So do I roll twice?
Well, does your other one
Oh wait,
heal you
no.
up?
I don't want to use my hit. Wait, never mind. I don't want to use my hit dice. I was
You're
at full health.
right?
But once per day for a short rest, half my wizarding level, I recover a spell slot.
Good.
So I would recover 1 spell slot, right?
Good. And you get 1 extra for taking this short rest in the shade of the Raventree. Everybody regains 1 spell slot.
Okay.
Nice.
But not the once daily spells?
No.
Okay. There's
So Sator has
3,
1 spell
5,
slot
8.
now.
Come back up to 18, and I get a spell slot back. Okay.
All right. So you've got another group of bandits who will be coming.
Dun dun dun!
As you're waiting in the shade of the Raventree, you hear a couple of things. One thing you hear is the bell ring. Another thing you hear is Rickmash shouting, "The Bandit King is here. The Bandit King is here." And another thing you hear is the rattling of knives as a butcher cart is being rolled into town.
Oh, that's is the butcher the Bandit King, or did I miss something here? Did he buy half a sausage from the Bandit King?
I guess we'll see next time.
Oh, okay. Curse you, cliffhanger!
And the portal opens back up, and the gnome vanishes, and Sator says, I guess we're down 1 wizard.
Well, half a wizard at least.
But then, right after the wizard vanishes, another portal opens, and something steps through that maybe you've never seen before. That's round and shiny, but with legs and arms, and made of metal. And he says, Hi guys, I'm Calman! Thanks for listening to Date Night. We hope you're enjoying our journey so far. This next bit is the audio that we had a couple of issues with. First, we lost our first take, and so this was our second recording, and all we have from that is a backup we had from a personal recorder running. So the quality's a little bit poor. It originally probably would have carried us over into the 9th episode. In fact, I think our first take was closer to 2 hours at the end of the bandit battle here. But we're just going to include the raw audio here at the end of this episode, so it's an extra long episode. If it's too difficult to hear, or you want a summary of the way things went the first go-around, you can listen to the end of this episode. And that will be starting at what time, Amy?
1 hour, 48 minutes, and 13 seconds. In case we have issues like we had before, we have a new backup recorder. It's really good, so if we have any of the recording issues again, hopefully you won't be able to tell because our backup recorder is just as good as our regular recorder. Thanks for sharing us with all of your friends and family and everyone you know who might be interested in this kind of storyline. Stay tuned for episode 9 in which Arn, the half-orc barbarian, finally returns. We will also announce the winner of the Date Night and Chill contest at that time. So, subscribe, rate, and review, and share us with all of your friends. Now on to the rest of our bandit battle.
The first part of the bandit battle, at the end of that, your grease wizard had disappeared through a portal.
No!
You had heard a few sounds in the town. There was a bell ringing from the tower. Somebody was shouting that the Bandit King was there. You heard the butcher's cart rattle into town with like the cleavers and knives rattling around on it. And another portal opened, and out of that portal stepped this brass body with clockwork gears. It was oiled so perfectly that they didn't even whisper as he started to move. And he was kind of spherical, and he's made out, it looks like he's made out of metal, and he's wearing leather armor that makes him look bouncy. He takes a few steps towards you, and you notice that his legs are pressed metal with joints that allow them to bend in either direction. And his main sphere of a body rests in like a gyroscope, and he can turn this with either his momentum as he moves or more slowly with some little kind of conveyor apparatus that surrounds the sphere and that attaches the sphere to his legs like it's a waist. And he has one giant eye, which is makes him look a little like Mike Wazowski, and it's an enhanced glass lens with a sort of metal diaphragm that probably looks like an antique camera or something like that, around the lens. And that diaphragm adjusts to let in some of the light as he studies you. And he says, "I'm Calman Coggles, -6. Measure to please your acquaintance. Measure to please your maintenance. Nice to meet you. Not a great first impression, but your language stymies me with its lack of mathematical balance. I've been looking for you, and I don't have touch mime. I haven't been looking for long, just now when I was looking. But now I'm here. You're here. Before I've seen you, but only briefly. There was a flash when you murdered a baby frogman in a pit." And then he points over at Durn. "And your pants fell down in a clungle-jeering. And then there was another moment where you cold-heartedly dispatched a baby primate. And some other time I've seen you, which eludes me. Oh yeah, right now!" And he kind of pauses for a second.
These are not our best moments.
"Yeah, I can't really understand your world and how two such as you are its greatest heroes, but I guess I have much to learn, and only a sherry-vort time for now." And he looks around, and you guys are still kind of surrounded by the hedges of the Raventree, and he says, "I see you are still in a thorny jungle, but soon you will need to defend a village. It may not seem important, but this village will be a refuge for many fleeing the blight. It's called Raventree." And he has a little kind of messenger bag over his spherical body, and he takes a bottle out from it with kind of a black liquid in it, and he hands it to you, Durn. He reaches out for you to grab it.
Okay, I'll reach out and take it.
Okay. He says, "If you were to have any chance at winning the battle, you'll need this. You're welcome!" And he vanishes back into the portal.
What's in the bottle?
It's grease.
Oh, so it's just a total replacement for...
Okay. So you guys are still in the hedge. You've had all this stuff occur. You heard all this things coming from outside the hedge. You've just met. Very briefly, Calman, what's next?
You know, lass, at least the bottle of the grease doesn't have as many eccentricities as the real thing.
Yeah. Should be a little bit quieter.
Aye. So we're still inside the little tree
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, the little thicket around the tree. It's you guys and Sator.
Okay.
You had taken a rest under there, so you should have one spell slot, and you should be at full health right now.
Poke our heads out to see, see what we can see.
Okay, from the little opening in the clearing, you can see the butcher. And he's standing next to his cart, pretty close to Sator's hut.
Oi, you there?
Yes, me?
I'm just never going to get used to the voices.
Me either.
Can you see what's going on, lad?
Oh, yes, sure, I can see. There is very, very much been going on here. It looks like you have had a very, very big battle, and it is not over yet.
No, I mean, that's what's been going on, but can you see what's going on now?
Well, he sets his stool down and he lights a pipe, and he kind of leans forward and brushes some hair out of his eyes, and he says, "I think the Bandit King has come to your town."
Oh,
Where is he?
Yeah. Which direction is he?
And he points down toward the south. He says, I believe he is that guy over there on the oryx. I think he is the bandit king.
Lassie, ready?
And he points to the north of town, and you can see some smoke coming from up where the inn is. And he says, and I also think you are surrounded.
Well, that's going to put a bit of a damper on things. Bandit King first.
Sure.
Ready? Let's go. I don't know why I'm talking in character here. Let's go take a look at the Bandit King.
Okay. So you look to the south, and sure enough, there is a guy sitting on an oryx. He's got a purple cape streaming behind him, and he approaches you and lets out with a booming voice that you can hear even though he's maybe 150 feet away. And he says, I just expected to come here and clean up, but it looks like you guys were a little more formidable than I expected. Look, no hard feelings or anything. I think we're going to have some really, really hard times soon. And I've been trying to, establish a little nest egg. And it seems like having a few capable fighters to feed would be better than, having to feed those ones who apparently weren't so capable. Would you like to maybe ride out the winter with me and join up?
Oh, well, that's a real nice offer and everything, but I kind of see how your nest egg should be built on the backs of other people that you're just taken from. So I'm going to have to counter your offer with get out.
And he looks over at Keira and he says, Ranger, this village looks pretty dead. It looks like you haven't even brought the harvest in. There's nobody here to even do it. I think you're the only ones who don't realize that the village is dead. I'll give you one last chance. Leave the village now. You could probably survive in the winter. Let us bring in the harvest and just be on your way.
No, I don't think so. Not if you're going to attack these defenseless people.
Aye, piss off.
Okay. So now you've got Akagi wanders over. He sees all this has been going on, and he sees the Bandit King, and he pulls out his sword, and he drops his standard. He sticks it into the ground instead of hanging onto it, grabs the sword with both hands, and you watch it get engulfed in kind of a green fire. So you've got now what you can see from here is you've got the Bandit King sitting on his oryx with 4 bandits with spears standing around him. And in the north of town, you hear kind of a clamoring, and you can see the smoke coming from the inn. What would you like to do?
You want to take a pot shot, Mr. Bandit Man?
Sure.
Okay.
And I will attempt to cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay. On... What's that?
I rolled a 1.
That's a 1.
This
All right.
bodes well.
How about you roll a dex check?
Ay. A 7. But I'm proficient.
9.
In dex saving throws?
Yep.
And what's your dex modifier?
2.
All right, so that's an 11.
Yes.
Okay. You just miss.
Okay.
All right, but then we're going to roll initiative if you're going to stay down here and fight. If you're going to run the other way, you've got time, but that's your call.
What about Seitor and Akagi? Akagi seems pretty badass.
Is this the Bandit King, and you said 2 other people with him?
He's got 4
4
bandits with spears with him.
But we don't want to leave everybody else in the town defenseless.
But they've got Melon Man and Fury.
And Barnacle Boy. Oh, no.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't really expect too much out of Melon Man. Fury maybe, but I mean we don't know what's up there yet.
True.
So Durn turns to Akagi and says, "Lad, do you think you've got this?"
Oh yeah, I've got this, he says.
I mean, he seems pretty confident to me.
That's because he's Batman.
And he turns over. Sator says, "I'm with you, brother. Do you want guidance or healing?" And Akagi says, "Guidance." And Sator casts a guiding bolt at the Bandit King and hits for 15 damage. And that will give anybody advantage on the next round of combat to attack the Bandit King. But that's how the combat down this way is going to start.
I personally think we should go check on the rest of the village.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So as you head to the north...
Run with my tiny dwarven legs.
I'm running.
As you head to the north...
I'm going on an adventure!
You do see smoke pouring out of the inn, and you see the people who you had sort of left in the inn and told them to stay there for safety. They've all run out. It looks like they're all okay, but the inn's really going up in flames now. So the only one you don't see is Yohei, but you see Rickmosh, Melon Man, Fury, and Baba Ganoush.
Okay, so, alright. Great.
That's pretty much what you see first. Do you want to keep heading over, or...?
Yeah, let's see where the attack's coming from.
Okay. As you get around kind of the side of the inn, Rick Mash yells to you. He says, "It just lit up on... we don't know exactly what happened." But as you look across the river, you can see that there are some bandits on the other side.
What do we got? I mean...
Oh, bandit-wise?
Yeah.
So, you guys have pretty well taken care of the bridge. So right now they're standing on the other side of the river. You kind of greased the bridge and lit it up. You've got, it looks like 3 archers standing there.
I thought the bridge burned down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you pretty well
okay.
took care of the bridge. So
I misunderstood. I thought you were saying that the bridge was still there and greasy.
No.
Okay.
You had greased it up and lit it up.
Oh, okay.
So you've got 3 archers who look like they've been shooting fire arrows at the inn, and in fact another one shoots another arrow across. And then you've got 2 guys with spears standing right near the river, and 2 guys with clubs standing right behind them.
Okay. But, I mean, they have no way of getting across the river, so...
Right. Can you roll perception checks?
17.
2!
Okay.
Ha! I beat you.
I've got that.
The bridge is gone.
Yeah, the bridge is gone.
With the 17, you can see that there's also somebody else standing over there who's obscured by, like, a bunch of mist that looks kind of unnatural on the other side of the river.
Okay.
So, do you want to just... I mean, do you want to just sit over here and take pot shots at them? It's not like they can get across.
Sure.
All right.
All right, let's go ahead and roll initiative, and I have a number of them to roll.
Baba, go over to the thorn tree.
Oh, yeah. What do you want to tell everybody else while we're doing this, so I know if I'm rolling for them or what's going on?
Send healer lady.
Well, I mean, yeah, and it makes sense to keep everybody else out of the other archer's range for
Yes.
right now. I mean, except for you, because you need to be an archer back at them.
Yes.
Okay.
I suppose I can stand up there with you and try to do some protection rolls if I have to.
Right, yeah. If you stand within 5 feet of her, you can use your
Yeah.
reaction to put them at disadvantage on their attacks.
I'll do that.
Okay.
See the wall of dwarf iron.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and start rolling them up.
I did a 17, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I did a 9. Oh wait, we're supposed to add something to that, aren't we?
No, not
Your
for
dex. Yeah, you had your dex modifier.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then
But you
11.
don't add anything. I'd like...
Right. I'm still 17.
Well, I thought you were 32.
Okay, so we're going to have... I'm just going to have to be writing for a while.
I'm going to adjust the pictures I have of each of the little guys instead of a funky little... No. I have circles for the
What was
different
yours? 9, Keira?
11 after
11.
dex.
11?
people. Ow, that was my photo. This is really strange. You guys are both wearing long sleeve, warm things, and I'm just wearing a short sleeve shirt. I'm not cold.
I'm wearing the hoodie that I wear like every time.
Yeah.
I like my hoodie. It's comfy.
Comfort is good, and Will's wearing one of his Christmas sweaters.
Okay.
So nice weather we're having.
Oh, aye.
All right, Durn, you're going to get to go first.
All right, I'm going to move up in front of Keira and raise the shield and, that whole
Get ready for...
disadvantage thing you were talking about.
Yeah, so what you can do if you're not going to make an attack, you can do the shield protection as a reaction. You can still take an action on your turn, so you can either attack or you could set yourself up to dodge, which will put them at disadvantage for trying to hit you too for the turn.
Oh, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so to dodge, but then I can react if they...
You can still use your reaction.
Okay.
Yeah, the action would be to dodge on your turn, but you can use your you get an action, a bonus action, and a reaction on every turn.
Okay, so I'm going to set up to dodge them with the hammer.
Yeah. Okay. Hammer dodging.
Hammer dodging.
All right, the first archer's going to go, and he's going to aim at Durn. He'll be at disadvantage since you get to dodge.
Okay.
The lower roll, 14.
That's going to be a miss.
Okay. The first bandit on the other side is just kind of taking up a stance like he's ready to dodge too, and the second archer shoots back across, this time at Keira. You're going to try and impose your disadvantage?
Yeah.
Alright, the lower one is 16.
Hey, that's me.
So you still get a hit. Okay. That's 8 damage.
Ow.
So he fires an arrow across the river, sticks it into your gut pretty good. So I guess you felt that one.
Yeah.
And Keira, it's your turn.
I guess I'll aim for... What do you think, archer or...
I think the one that just shot you, because vengeance is awesome.
Yes. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
That's definitely a hit.
Woohoo!
Told you, vengeance is awesome. It guides your dice.
And I don't have any buffs or anything. Oh, a longbow, plus 6 to hit. So, yeah, I hit him. 7.
Oh boy, isn't that what he just hit you for?
No, he hit me for 8.
Oh, okay.
Vengeance is awesome!
Vengeance is awesome.
Alright,
Although
so
slightly less awesome than his
you
initial
stick an
attack.
arrow basically in the same part of his gut that he stuck in you, and he goes, oh, gut for a gut, I guess. The other guys are still kind of looking at what they're going to do with the river, the other bandit with the spear, but the two guys with the clubs start wading into the river, and the third archer takes an attack at Keira.
Of course.
That's 19.
That's a hit.
Oh, because Ensnaring Strike didn't hit...
Oh yeah,
Wait,
it should
does
hit
it
that
hit him?
guy. Yeah. What does that do? Hold on. You take 7 damage from Archer 3.
Oh.
But what does your ensnaring strike do to number 2?
1d6 piercing damage at the start of each turn, and target or ally has to use an action for straight saving throw, which is against my spell save DC, which is 13.
Okay, so when it gets back to his turn, I'll roll that stuff up.
Okay.
All right. Now, out of the mist, you see the guy moving his hands around, kind of like I'm stuck on Job from the Final Countdown, so we'll figure when he's doing his dance before his magic show. And you see he's obviously casting some sort of spell. And you see the water in front of those couple of guys with the clubs who are waiting out in the water. The water starts to open up and part.
No.
And that's what he's doing on his turn, and it's back around to Durn.
The water's starting to part, so it's like they're going to get dry land to walk across.
Yes.
Moses and the Red Sea.
Yeah. Wasn't that? No. I kind of want to go plug that hole, so I'm run up to the opposing bank and
Okay.
kind of set myself up there. But now that we're going to have some melee stuff, probably should get it's not Rickroll, it's Rick
Rick Mosh?
yeah, him.
Okay, yeah, he's kind of been waiting back, like you said. And his girlfriend, Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to holler for them to come up?
Oi!
All right.
You too.
I'll add them into the list here. What do you want? Melon Man's like, you want me to shoot across there with some of my melon magic?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Okay. So, Durn, on your turn, you're just going to move and
plug the hole.
you can ready an action if you want. If they make it to you on this turn, and then you won't lose your attack. But I don't know if they'll make it or not.
Ready the dodge.
Okay, you're going to do the
in case
dodge
one of the
thing.
archers pick on me again.
Great. And let me add Melon Man and Rick Mosh and Kane Fury into combat here. Okay. Melon Man's actually going to get into the initiative right now after you, Durn, and he's going to take a shot at one of the archers with his little blowgun. And he puts a melon seed in it and he goes, y'all watch this. He rolls a 4. And the melon seed just plops out, narrowly misses, landing on his toes.
Oh, very impressive. Maybe next time shoot just a wee bit farther.
The first one's always a warm-up shot, he says.
Sure it is.
And the first archer who was shooting at Durn last time is going to do that again. That would have been a 19, but he's at disadvantage because he dodged. That's 21. So 19 is the low one. I guess that's a hit.
That's a hit, yeah.
That's 9.
Oh,
I think my dice are doing a lot better than yours today, unfortunately.
stop it.
Can
All
I
right.
have your dice?
So the bandit with the spear steps into the water right behind those initiates as the water's parting more and more. The archer that got hit in the stomach is up now. You want to roll your 1d6 for your ensnaring strike damage.
2.
Okay. And he's going to try and use his action to get out of the ensnare. And that's, let's see, add nothing, that's a 3. So he's still stuck.
Yeah.
All right, Keira, it's your turn.
I'm going to aim for a Misty Missive spellcaster.
The guy who's in the mist.
Yeah.
Okay.
20.
Yes! That's a hit.
You're at disadvantage.
Oh, no, it's just a roll.
He's in the mist, so
13 plus 6.
that's a hit.
Oh.
19.
But
She hit something.
any ranged attack on the guy while he's in the mist will be at disadvantage, you know now, okay?
Okay.
But roll your damage.
2.
I'm just happy she hit something. We're good.
Okay.
We're good here, people.
I'm going to roll a saving throw for him. And he's saved, so he's still channeling that spell, and you watch the water really open up some more, and those 2 initiates charge toward Durn, but they probably aren't going to be able to make it all the way across the river at this point. The other guy with the spear gets in behind them, so now we see there's pretty much dry land between you and the other side, Durn, and there are 2 guys with clubs in the front who are headed your way, and 2 guys with spears. Okay? The third archer is going to take a shot. I'm going to re-roll because there's some new targets. And that's going to be at Melon Man. Since he saw how dangerous Melon Man looked with that blowgun. He goes,
Oh, there's the real threat right
I
there.
don't think I want to get hit with one of those seeds. And he rolls, that's 21 against Melon Man's AC. So, Melon Man is unconscious. So Melon Man takes a arrow through the throat, and that's really going to affect my windpipe, and he crashes to the ground.
I love how he's talking with the arrow in his throat.
That's going to affect my windpipe. And Melon Man is unconscious at the moment.
Woohoo. So helpful.
Okay, the sorcerer who's in the mist continues casting. He's got that, basically that spot is completely open, and it's about 8 feet wide now. And Rick Mosh is up. He's going to actually just steady himself, and he in front, right next to you, Durn, and wait for those guys. and Fury pulls out a hairpin from her hair and uses it like a dart and throws it across the river. Let's see if it's more effective than the melon.
Man.
Actually, she's going to throw it at one of those guys with the clubs, I guess, who's charging right at her. And that's, where is she? That's a hit.
Yay!
And she knocks one of those initiates, she gets him in the eye with that dart, and he stumbles to the ground flat on his face and pushes it further into his head, and he is dead.
Oh, that's
just
disgusting.
unconscious. Yeah.
Oh, I feel sorry for the bad guys.
So that guy's out. So we're down
Mike is-
down one melon man and
I know.
one club.
My eyes are actually itching right now.
Mike is rubbing his
The
eyes.
thought of that.
He casts empathy on Durn.
Yeah, right.
All right, Durn. Now you've got those initiates who are maybe, well, one who's on the ground on his face in front of you, about 10 feet, both of them.
So they're both going to be within melee range this turn?
They're not there yet because I haven't run there yet. You can ready an action. You can run out to meet them.
Yeah, I don't want to run out in the middle of the river where the caster controls the whole
But
river.
you can ready an attack and use it when it's like delaying your turn until they get there.
Okay.
But you have to pick what you want to do and what will trigger the action.
Well, I'm first on the list, though, so it makes sense to dodge this turn and then just hit them with a normal action.
Okay.
There's no advantage to readying it for the next turn?
No, it readies it. So, like, when they go on this turn, when they get within range of you, if you have an attack ready, you make the attack.
I'll hit this turn.
Before they get to attack, you'll get to.
But then I would still get my attack again next turn?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ready the thunderous smite,
Sweet.
so maybe get a little.
And what
little
will
knockdown
trigger
action.
it? Is there a specific guy you want to use it on, or is it just the first one who gets there?
One of the club guys is down. There's another club guy that's in front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hit him.
Okay. Okay, so it would be Melon Man's turn. He's going to make a death save. He's okay. He's made one death save.
Yay.
The first archer takes a shot at Fury and crits.
Fury, no.
Oof. For 12 damage. And so you watch Fury after she did that cool spin throw of her dart take an arrow to the chest. And Rickmash is not very happy with that. He screams back across and he points at that archer who took the shot. The first one who's going to get to you, Mike, is actually going to be one of the bandits who runs up over, kind of takes a jump over that initiate who was on the ground, and he's going to take a shot at you, or a stab at you with his spear. Oof. That's 20.
Yep, that's a hit.
Yeah, I think you guys should use my dice today. Well, maybe not. 2 damage.
Great.
All right, that archer who you have entangled is still stuck in those weeds. So do you get to roll again for damage while he's in there?
Start of each turn.
Okay.
4.
All right, so some of these vines really start constricting over him and maybe stabbing him with some thorns, and you see he's getting pulled down toward the ground. He's going to try and escape. That's a 2.
Nope.
All right, he's stuck in there, so...
Real quick, just because we can't remember, I know we got one spell slot back, but what about
Yes.
my lay on hands? Is that back up yet? Or
No, I don't.
No.
I think you used it.
Okay.
So I think you just have the one spell slot right now.
All right.
You do have the old lady who's around, who said she can heal with like leaves, but Sator's down with the Kagi.
It makes more sense for her to take care of Keira though, because she's going to probably be more.
Okay. She's hanging out kind of near where the inn was burning. There's like another hut on the other side.
What's your health at?
5.
5. Yeah, she's.
Do you want to pull her in here and put her
Yeah.
into the initiative? All right, I'm just going to drop her in after Kane.
Because I've got help. I've got other targets up with me. She's kind of off by her lonesome.
Okay. So I'll add her in. She'll go after King Fury Shadow. All right, Keira, it's you though.
Misty missed.
Okay.
18 plus 6. 24.
That's definitely, well, that's, remember you gotta roll twice.
Disadvantage.
What's that one?
A
2?
2.
Yeah, that's gonna miss. So it just flies through the mist nearby.
The misty mist man.
Yeah, it's the misty mist of missing, the misty mist of missing,
Not the missy mists of misting.
the missy mists of whatever it is. The arrow misses, and the guy with the club now comes up to you, Mike. So you can use your reaction
Smash him.
and smash him.
Thunderous smite him with the hammer.
Let's see it.
Right.
That's not on a.
Did-
It was an edge up.
Right. I'm sure.
About the same.
13, 17,
Yeah.
19.
This guy's squishy's just in
So
regular clothes.
here's hammer damage.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
And then Thunder Smite's 2d6, so that's 4, 6, that's another 10.
So 19 damage.
Correct.
Which is more than he and the bandit who came up to stab you with the spear have. So what's going to happen here? Going to go ahead and say that you smash this initiate to the side,
Is that
kind of like the guy with the club, yeah, kind of like a baseball strike.
Okay.
And then the thunder crashes through and knocks him back into the bandit who was next to you with the spear, and kind of crumbles them both back into the wall of water, and they're out now.
I have a question about the thunder part of the thunder strike. It's supposed
Right.
to be like super loud within 300 feet.
Yes.
'Cause it's thunder.
Yes.
Is that in any way affecting Mr. Wavy Hands, Misty Mist Man? I don't know if I don't know if that would be jarring enough to interrupt
For his concentration? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll
say
give.
yes.
It's not going to be a hard saving throw, but I'll make him make a saving throw, and if he completely botches, he'll get distracted by your thunder striking.
Okay.
Well, 14, so he'll be okay.
Okay.
At least for now.
That
But
was
yeah,
worth a shot.
it's fair
Yeah.
because that would be a little.
It would be very loud. That was more like an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
so loud.
It's so loud. And then I went back to Scott.
So that was the first bandit. He is out, and the recruit initiate guy is out. Alright, so the next spear bandit comes rushing up. There were 2 of those, so the second one. And he's going to make an attack against, that would be Fury.
She's still up?
Yeah, she took an
Barely.
arrow to the chest, but she's still up.
I mean, I know if I took an arrow to the chest, I'd probably be, down.
Yeah, so he's going to miss with the spear. She's going to dodge out of the way. Do
She's
like
got that Boromir thing going on where she just keeps trucking.
Yeah, hopefully with a better ending than Boromir, but we'll
Poor
see.
Sean Bean.
So the last archer across there, there's still 3 archers who are up, though one of them's been stuck in there. He's going to figure out who he's attacking, and that's Rickmosh. And he crit misses, and just basically misses. He pulls the arrow out of his quiver, knocks it into the bow, and just drops it. What a way to spend my turn. And the sorcerer is up now, and now the far wall of this open ground is not just a wall anymore. It starts to take the shape of like a big, almost humanoid-looking creature. Okay? And we'll see what happens with that in a little bit.
The water?
Yeah, the water on the side that's like blocking the river from continuing to flow is getting bigger and bigger from all the water rushing in, and it's starting to take like a humanoid shape.
Well, that'll be great.
So it's Rickmosh's turn, and that archer that shot Fury all that time ago, that was only 1 turn ago because we have 97 people in this fight. He takes off and uses his turn to dash across the river, so he gets to have his movement speed doubled, and he makes it across to the other side of the river on his turn.
Oh.
But he doesn't get an attack with that.
Good job, Rickroll.
Fury is going to throw another... I guess she's going to pull those daggers out this time.
Oh, thank God.
And she...
Evisceration I can handle.
She's going to try to stab somebody in the eye this time. So she spins them around on her hands, and she makes 2 dagger attacks at that bandit who was right next to her. And botches one, but the other one she stabs him into the throat. And
Throat stabbing, I'm okay with, but needles in the eye, it's
okay,
a little
yeah.
too far for me.
Ooh, that was pretty good. So 7 damage. She stabs this dagger up like through his jaw, like up into his face, and she sticks it and leaves it in there. But he's not down. He's just gurgling.
Yeah.
Baba Ganoush is going to spit on some leaves that she has and rub them together and stick them around the base of that arrow into your chest and go, "Here, these leaves will help a lot," she says.
She's stabilizing the wound.
And she heals you for 1 damage.
Nice.
Alright, now that thing of water that keeps growing and growing has definitely taken the shape of something with arms and looks much like a water elemental.
No!
And it's turn to act, and it is attacking Fury. It's trying to hit her with a punch. And it swings twice, and one of the punches lands on Fury, and she takes 6 damage.
I don't like your dice today.
So she kind of goes tumbling to the ground and gets knocked prone as well on that attack. And it's back to you, Durn. Now, the situation is you have one bandit with the spear who's got a knife stuck into his throat. He's right in front of you and Fury. And the rest are the 3 archers and the caster across the river.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to finish off Mr. Knife Throat.
Okay.
Right.
Just with a hammer attack?
Yeah, I don't have any spell slots left.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit him with the hammer.
Alright, let's do it.
13, 17, 19.
Yeah.
And then 7.
Alright, so I'm just going to say you drive this dagger further into
I
his
hit
head.
the dagger with the hammer.
Yeah.
And it just pushes it
and
through.
clink it up.
Nice.
And out the other side and goes
That's
tumbling.
appropriately disgusting.
He goes tumbling backwards into the mud, and he's finished. So, just give me 1 second to update this.
Thunder King.
This is getting... there's a lot of people who are out now. Okay. So it's back to one of the archers across, one of the ones who hasn't been hit or anything yet. He's actually going to try and drop his bow, and he's attacking Rickmash as he's coming across the river. These 3 archers are kind of posted in a semicircle around the path that the sorcerer has made.
I got you.
So he's dropping his short swords and trying to attack Rickmash as he's running by. And he crits and hits. So he's got 2 hits. Let's do one of these. He hits twice, so one of those was a crit. So he really slices Rickmash with one. He kind of slashes across his chest, and the other one he stabs into his gut. And Rickmash just kind of, he's still up. He's bleeding pretty badly. He kind of tries to push the guy out of his way, and he'll continue when it's his turn again. But we're back to the archer who's entangled, and he's really getting pulled down into these roots. Roll for the root damage.
6.
Or vine damage. Yeah, so these things just constrict around him and choke him, and he's out.
I like that one.
He's
That's
at
a good
least-
spell. You keep that spell.
Okay.
He's at least unconscious from running out of breath, and those things are still crushing him. And it's
They're
back...
also stabbing him.
Yeah.
His thorns.
Yeah, he's not feeling good. He's out. All right, Keira, it's back to you. You've got 2 archers across and the sorcerer, and you've got this new kind of elemental guy in the river.
I don't think my arrows or swords are going to do much of anything for the elemental, so I'm going to attempt to hit Misty Mist again.
Okay.
14 or 13, so it's 19.
Yeah, great. That's roll some damage.
Wait, wrong one. 5.
Sweet. No, that's not a 20. He still saves. But how much? 5?
5.
Yeah.
Because that's a 15. All right, so he takes another arrow and he drops to one knee and he's still casting. But Rickmash charges.
You almost have to respect the determination.
Yes.
Rickmash is charging toward him. The guy with the two swords gets an opportunity attack on Rickmash as he leaves. And crit fails.
Oh, good. Does he happen to stab
And
himself?
he drops one of his swords. It goes flying into the river. Let's see. Yeah, it just goes flying into the open space, into the mud there and sticks in. And Rickmash just charges into the mist. And he's got like a, I don't think he described what he has because he didn't get an attack yet. He's just been waiting. He's got like a morning star. And he basically just whips that thing at the sorcerer as he enters the mist. That's going to be a hit.
Yay!
Yes. Yes.
What does Rickmash do?
Break his head.
He does a D10 with that thing.
Oh, break his head.
That's a 2.
No,
plus,
that's not head breaking.
plus nothing. Okay, but he gets a second attack.
Oh, break his head.
That's not going to be a hit.
Ah.
So he deals 2 damage to the sorcerer,
Hit
who
him with the hammer on the
has
end
to
of the
make
chain.
another save, and fails a saving throw this
Yes!
and the river, the elemental crashes back into the river, and there's a huge wave that's actually going to come up near kind of where you, Durn, and Fury are, so I'm going to need you to make some dex saves.
Okay.
Because the river's gotten a lot wider.
Because we know I'm really good at dex saves.
Yes.
Here we go.
Just 10.
Oh, I made an 18.
Okay, you both managed to make it out of the way, and you extra deftly push Fury out of the way since she was kind of borderline.
With my tiny dwarven legs.
Yes, and with you just tuck and roll, and you're through, or you're out of the way. So the elemental has crashed down. That was Rickmash. So Fury is going to actually take a retreat here. She's not feeling so great. She doesn't like that Rickmash is across the river, though. So she's moving to the side. Looks like she's trying to make it back around the side of the inn and up toward the river on her turn. So she's kind of ducking around the inn and hoping to maybe get a shot at that sorcerer next go.
Okay.
Baba Ganoush is up, and she says, "Does anybody need some more leaves?"
I'm
Okay.
at 6. Yes, please.
So heals you for 1 damage. She spits on. It's really, it's a really nasty one this time too, globby, and glops it on there.
Why do all of your healing effects have something disgusting tied to them? First it was the tree peeing in bottles. Now we got
No, it's spitting leaves.
regenerative loogies.
Yeah, well, they're helpful. Spitting leaves help.
Oh well.
All right, all right, Durn. It's to you. You've got 2 archers and the sorcerer across the river.
I want to chuck my spear at one of the archers.
Okay. They're both kind of at full health. One's got his sword out and one's got his bow out.
The one with the bow.
Okay.
That wasn't a roll. That was me just fumbling. 20. Nat 20.
Okay.
Sweet. All right. Roll your damage dice twice.
That's a 6. Okay. 6.
Nice.
1.
7,
Less
and then
nice.
what do you add?
Your
Strength.
That's not a dex. 'Cause it's
Dex.
ranged.
Yeah, but we've been adding your strength to all the attacks.
4. So 7, 11.
So we double the 7.
My
14.
spear is open 24 hours a day.
We double the 7. That's 14, and then we take your 4 once, so that's 18.
Okay.
That spear just
Plows
sails
a hole
straight.
right. There's a cat-sized hole left over from that spear.
There is. That thing went in there, and it's clear through the other side, and that archer just flies back, and Wilhelm screams, because we haven't had one of those yet today.
Thunder
Yes.
King.
So that archer's down. That would have been his turn, but now it's Kira's turn.
I'm going to try and hit that the spelly man, Misty
Okay,
Man.
you're not at
Really?
disadvantage anymore.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was never.
That mist has kind of fallen
Okay, I
off.
hit him because I have 17 plus 6.
That's a definite hit.
Yeah.
7.
He's dead.
Yay!
All right, so you get this arrow across the river. Basically, like Rickmash hits him with that morning star.
I'm so proud of your rolls today.
I know.
He was
I'm
already
anything.
down on one knee. He gets knocked out of the mist, and as he's stumbling out, he takes the arrow in the side and falls over,
Through the
dead.
temple.
All right, the third archer.
One of those novelty hat things right through his head.
The third archer's got his sword out, and he sees Rickmash and everything that's just happened to his friends, and he's going to attempt to run off. So he's going to make a dash. I'm going to roll his athletics and Rickmash's.
He's going to be in melee for an opportunity attack.
Yeah, Rickmash is...
Sorry, I know how much you like shooting arrows.
Rickmash is basically just pummeling the sorcerer even though he's dead. He's sitting on top of him and doesn't even notice the other guy starting to run away.
Good job, Rickroll.
Alright, Fury comes around to the side of the river from the inn and sees Rickmash just pummeling the guy who's down, and she's going to try, but he's getting out of her range of her darts. She's going to try and hit that arrow guy in the back.
How come she can do range?
Because it's her turn. You
Right.
just had a turn where you killed the guy.
Yeah, you killed Misty Mist Wavy Head.
But he's running away.
I wouldn't complain too much because she just threw her hairpin into the river and you killed the guy with an arrow. Baba Ganoush goes, I have just a little spit left. Would you like some more?
Yeah.
One
Baba Ganoush
healing.
got your dice today.
One healing. More spit.
Well, at least I'm up to 8.
And Durn, it would be to you.
So we're pretty much out of combat at this point. So let's go check on Kagi and. Well, do we?
Does my healing kit or my healer's kit can that like heal me, or is that
You're
only?
okay for right now.
That stabilizes you.
Okay, that's what I was.
If you go like unconscious, you can try and use it on Melon Man, who I've been forgetting to roll death saves for.
Okay.
Okay, roll a medicine DC check of 10. So you roll a 20, you add your medicine skill, and you got to beat 10.
He's okay.
All right. So he's still out. He's still unconscious, but he doesn't have to make death saves that I wasn't making.
So you've effectively done nothing. So.
Well, he's all right.
Okay.
He's not dying.
He will be okay. Fury basically says, I'm gonna sit the rest of these out, and she crumples kind of down to the ground on the side of the river.
Maybe leave Baba Yaga with Fury, and then we can go check on
She goes,
Kagi.
Yeah, I only have a little spit left.
Yeah.
Well, at least she's sitting next to a river.
I
Just
can just
sticks her head in the
sticks
river.
it, gets a hold and just like slosh.
Okay, so you're gonna go down and see what's going on the south end of town.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Basically, you have nobody to follow you then, because Rickmash is still on the other side of the river.
Rickroll, come back.
He's still just pummeling that guy.
Good job, Rickroll. Keep it up.
Kind of a bloody pulp at this point. So you make it down to the south of town, and what you see is near the butcher, there are 2 dead bandits, and the butcher's cleaning his cleaver off. He's wiping some blood off of it, and you kind of get the idea that maybe they just got a little too close to the butcher. And the other thing is,
Thanks, dude.
there's the bandit king who's off of the oryx, and the oryx is running around kind of rampaging, and one of the other bandits is dead. He's been run through by Akagi's sword, and just as you come around the corner, Sator thorn whips the other bandit with the spear. There were 4 down there. He pulls him close to Akagi, and he just decapitates him.
Oh, nice. So it's just the Bandit King left?
Bandit King and the oryx.
Oh, and the...
And the Bandit King is going to be first. He was going to be up in the initiative that I had for that. But we can re-roll, and Akagi will have to be... Akagi and Sator went. So you guys can roll into this initiative and see where you are.
11.
11 again. My dex is higher.
Alright, and I'll roll for the oryx.
She's not a dwarf wearing heavy armor.
Alright, so...
I'm
the
a light
Bandit
muscle.
King is up first. And...
Tiny stumpy feet.
And you like to stomp around
I
and smash things with a hammer.
with a hammer.
All right, the Bandit King takes a shot. He's got like these bracers with big spikes on them, and he's right in front of Akagi. And Akagi kind of made that swing where he decapitated the bandit, and the Bandit King does like this backhanded attack with the bracer and hits. I gotta look at my other stat blocks for the south here. He deals 7 damage. And then he makes a second attack with the bracer. No, I guess he's going to do like a Chuck Norris roundhouse kick this time.
But with bracers.
It's a 17. Yeah, he's got leg bracers.
Those are called greaves, I believe.
No, they're the leg bracers.
I kind of like the idea better where he just sticks his hands out and twirls in a circle.
Yeah. He roundhouse kicks Akagi across the face and knocks him out cold.
Oh.
And the bandit captain gets a third attack, and he just dives on top of Akagi.
No.
And he's at advantage because he's prone. And that's going to be a hit.
No.
And Akagi is way bad off at this point. The Bandit King is kneeling over him, and it's your turn, Keira.
Shoot at
Shoot him in
him.
the head.
Okay.
I rolled a 13.
Is that total?
Yes.
No, that's going to sail wide of the Bandit King. Durn?
Let's go hit him with the hammer.
Okay. The bandit, so you're going to charge up.
Bandit
and,
King, yeah.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Sweet.
Then 6. I roll again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, 8s. Yeah, okay. 6 and
8. 14.
28 plus your strength modifier.
4. 32.
Holy cow.
That's nice.
Frickin' Thunder King, baby.
Wow. So the Bandit King takes that shot, just rings his bell.
You killed my favorite orc.
And, yeah, we'll see what he feels like on
And
his
my
next
favorite,
turn.
I mean the one that I like.
He looks surprised, okay?
He looks surprised.
He uses a reaction there and whistles, and the Oryx is taking a charge at you, Durn.
Okay.
Grace.
Bring it on.
6.
Bring it on, sirloin.
The Oryx just pulls up at the last minute. He doesn't want to run over
I was
the
about to say,
bandit
yeah,
king. Alright, so Sator is up. He's going to try and hit the Bandit King with his mace. Yeah, that's a hit.
Hey,
For 5 damage.
good vine whips and arrows. We're having a very
That
nice dice
smashes
day.
the Bandit King
Yeah.
pretty good.
Thunder King just hit him for like 38,000 damage or something like that.
The Bandit King actually is, he stands up and he attempts to, basically as he stands up, he kind of slashes one more time at Akagi for good measure. And then
just
he
mean.
takes
That's just mean, man.
an expeditious retreat, which
No.
you've seen somebody do before. That would have been the acolyte that you encountered.
Did I shoot at him?
So,
I'm within melee.
here you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the hammer.
Hit him with the hammer.
19 plus a
That's
bunch
a-
of numbers that still makes it a hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. 1.
Okay.
Plus 5. 5.
Okay. So the Bandit King just basically starts stumbling away, and he's basically, I mean, he's fast, but he's way stunned and stuff and wobbling.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
I'm trying.
The butcher actually stands up from his little stool there, and the next thing you know, roll perception checks.
15.
10.
That's high enough for both of you to see. He's there at the stool, he stands up, and then he's not there, and all of a sudden, he's in front of the Bandit King.
It's the Blinky Butcher.
Yeah. He pulls out his 2 cleavers, and he says, "No, no, 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 no. There will be no retreat. He says, winners eat, losers meat.
What?
And he takes 2 slashes with his cleavers at the Bandit King, one of which is going to be a hit.
Which should be enough.
Actually, he gets 3 slashes with his cleavers, and one of which will be a hit. That's 9, which is enough to take out the last, literally 1 hit point that the Bandit King had after Mike ringing his bell. And he drops him to the ground.
I did tell him to leave. I gave him a fair shot.
So now you've got this, the butcher basically standing over the Bandit King, menacingly, and it's Kira's turn. They're still
Shooting bull, yeah.
still got the Oryx. You've got the butcher. Don't necessarily know what he's up to.
I wouldn't.
I'm gonna leave him be because I'm
Yeah.
a little afraid of him, and he's killing the bad guys.
He can blink.
What are you doing? Shooting an arrow?
I'm doing nothing because I just rolled a 1.
Okay. Roll a dex. Well, what were you doing? Shooting the bow?
Yeah. Didn't figure it
Roll
would be
a
much
strength
anyways.
save.
19.
Okay. You so hold on to the bow.
Yay. Just not the arrow.
Durn, what would you like to do?
I guess since the bull is the only thing left in range, then we're going to hit the bull with the hammer.
So you're going to charge over next to the bull and try and smash him?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, do it.
Dice gods, be kind. 17. It's a hit.
If it's 17, it's a hit. Okay.
And then 8.
Okay. So you take a good chunk out of the bull with your hammer there, or just smash into its shoulder. All right, Sator's basically trying to stabilize Akagi right now, and it's the butcher's turn, and he says, I know a little bit about Oryx. You want a little help?
Sure, I'll take mine medium rare.
Okay.
I'll take
do it for maybe my share of the loot. I just want the meat, he says.
I just want a steak.
Right, but I want mine medium rare.
Oh, I don't mean that meat, he points at the Oryx. He says, I mean that meat. And he points around at some of the dead bandits on the ground.
You want the bodies?
Well, just the losers, he says. You can bury your friends.
Hey, what you plan?
Okay, it's a deal.
But he had sausage.
Aye, didn't the wee one buy sausage?
Oh, yes. He bought one of my very, very tasty sausages.
What was it made from?
People like to eat the sausages. They do not like to know how they are made.
Oh, lass, I don't think we should tell the wee one.
No, let's not.
He said, okay, so he just runs and jumps on top of this Oryx and starts slashing at it with the cleavers.
Not slitting its throat like normal
No.
butchers.
Nope.
I already hit it with a hammer.
He hits it
He tenderized it.
twice and knocks it down to almost no health. It's at about... It's basically limping around right now. He says, okay. And he jumps off the side of it, and Keira, it's your turn.
Am I within melee? I'm assuming no, since I've been shooting arrows.
Right? No, probably not.
Okay, I'm gonna try and shoot it in the neck.
With the hammer.
Yes.
I don't have a hammer.
Little one.
I have a hand axe. And that's none.
Okay, Durn.
I'm gonna hit it with the hammer. Just try to finish the poor thing off.
Okay.
And by poor thing, I mean get in my belly. 6, 10, 12.
Okay, that's a miss.
I'm gonna whiff with the hammer.
So the Oryx kind of just starts wandering off to the grazing fields down to the east of town, sheepishly, Oryxically.
Or
Oryxically.
so it's not really trying to. Let the poor thing live.
Yeah, they'll need some more time.
I don't care.
I don't need a steak.
The butcher says, I don't care. There's plenty of meat around.
God, that's creepy.
All right.
Okay.
So you've pretty well taken care of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go run around and start clicking on the sparkling bodies so we can loot them.
Loot time! Yeah.
Looting time!
Loot. Alright, so start looking around. There's plenty of just regular kind of stuff, like if you need anything like spears or daggers or clubs or bows
I
or
need to get my
arrows
spear from the...
other side of the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll definitely have to grab that. But it made it to the other side, so you should be good.
Yeah.
You can say you've got that back.
Okay, rock on.
More importantly, what does the Bandit King have?
The Bandit King has a purple cloak of the, or cape, cape of the Bandit King.
Cape with the cloak?
Cape of the cloak to the cape, and it adds 1 AC. Basically.
Oh, that sounds like a tank cloak. And since I am the Thunder King, I think I'll enjoy the purple flowing cape cloak.
The other thing he has are the bandit bracers.
Bracer bandits.
Those are +1 to hit and +1 damage on all unarmed attacks. So I know neither of you fight unarmed very much, but if you ever get disarmed and you need to attack, if you're wearing the bracers,
I like to
you'll be
stay
at
back.
+1 to hit and +1 damage.
I mean, we'd all like to stay back, but it doesn't always happen.
But I have a bow, so I'm a little bit further back from melee damage. And I do have other weapons.
Are you sure? You haven't gotten anything yet.
I've got a dagger, quarterstaff, and hand axe, in addition to my 2 short swords and a bow.
No, I mean, but you haven't gotten anything on the loot roll yet. Are you sure? All right.
Yeah, I mean, they're not super effective for either of you, but they might come in handy if you get disarmed. Somebody roll a d4.
3.
All right, 2.5 bottles of liquor. One is only half full. I'll take
3
the average.
bottles and 1's the partial.
Yeah. So you got these are just kind of cheap moonshine. that
I'm
the
assuming
bandits
Mike
probably
downs the
made.
partial bottle.
And you each get 1 full bottle.
Sure.
Sounds good. It's your after battle beverage. Then there's also a pretty interesting item on one of those Rocksteady and Bebop fellas that you took care of
Oh, I forgot about them.
last time. Remember one of them was shooting at you with a blunderbuss? So
Dwarf.
basically roll Arcana checks.
All right. 17.
I have a 13.
Okay. With the 17, Durn, you recognize the maker's mark on this blunderbuss.
I recognize the maker's mark on this blunderbuss.
It was crafted by the enigmatic gnome inventor Crinkle Firetouch.
That's a Crinkle Fire Touch if I've ever seen one.
It's got a range of 120 feet. It looks like a normal blunderbuss, but the flaming finger and its weird effects.
A flaming finger.
Yeah.
Which finger would that be?
Let's roll for fingers. That's the pinky. We'll go one. We'll start on that side. All right, so that's the maker's mark, is the flaming finger. That's all that distinguishes it from other fine, rare blunderbuss. It's a weapon powered by an unstable tie to other planes and their energies. When you pull the trigger, a bridge between the material and the other plane of existence is opened, and then it closes instantly after releasing a single effect. You don't get a proficiency bonus or other modifiers when firing the blunderbuss, and enemies don't get bonuses from AC or other modifiers. You just roll a d20 to see if it hits. And there's I'll give you this, there's a list of different things that happen when you roll the d20. So, like if you roll a 1, it's a backfire and it hits you. If you roll a 2, 3, or 4, it doesn't do anything and it uses up your action. Like if you roll a 5 or 8, it hits an alternate target. 5 through 8, 9 through 17, you hit the intended target, etc. But you also don't know what effect it's going to have on the target. I have a separate sheet of effects specifically for the blunderbuss, and you'll roll a second d20 if it hits to see what it does.
Last, this is a ranged weapon.
It is, but I think you end up with it later.
I understand that, but this is a re-record.
Which is why we got to fudge Mike's Arcana roll just then, so he knew what this was, like he did before.
I rolled a 4.
And I said, lie to me. You didn't hear that?
So, edit clip. Lass, this is a ranged weapon.
It is, but sometimes you are stuck without a ranged attack, like when you're stuck across the river.
Well, that's true. I got my spear, but it's only a 1 shot.
So why don't you hang on to this, just in case we're stuck in another situation where you cannot reach.
This will give me a 2-shot that might 2-shot me.
That's possible, yes, but it might be interesting to see what it might do.
Oh, well, as long as it's interesting.
And you know what it is, mostly.
Mostly. I'll understand what's killing me. At 8.
Alright, so it's
been a good day for Durn.
Yeah, Durn's really cleaned up.
And a dirt
There's
good
not
day.
really any gold or anything on these guys. You get the idea that maybe that stuff is back at the bandit camp.
Okay.
So you've got, again,
Well, we need to go back to the river and loot them.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, Misty Mist Man.
What are you going to do to get across there?
Misty Mist Mashed Man.
I'm assuming a little splatter with blood and soot, so I'm going to splash through the water and...
Yeah.
Alright, just roll a DC 5 athletics check. That's your D20. You have to beat a difficulty of 5.
15.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Athletics and proficiency, 17.
I'm 16. I'm not proficient, so I guess that's 18.
Yeah, you guys totally backstroke across the river
With my stubby
leisurely.
little dwarven legs.
And
Your heavy armor.
Rick Mosh is over there just laying next to the sorcerer, like panting, and his fists are just raw.
So the only... Wait.
So the
Was anybody else down, or was it just...
there was another...
Melon
just Melon Man was
Okay.
down.
And Fury was almost down. She's now hiding out with Baba Ganoush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're out of combat.
Baba
She's
Yaga.
fine. Baba Yaga.
So there's the one archer who was across here, who basically, again, just has... he's got a longbow, he's got 2 short swords, and hide armor. And then you've got the caster.
Let's go check out the caster.
Yeah, roll perception checks.
18.
Mike, you notice a ring. Roll arcana checks on the ring, and you can both check it out.
I got an 18.
12.
This is... it looks like he probably wasn't using any spell slots or anything to keep casting.
Wow, his
that-
character sheet doesn't have any spell slots. No.
Well, no, he had them for like the
Aside
parting
from-
the river and making the elemental, but that mist that was around him was
He only had
actually
2 spell
caused
slots.
by the ring that he's wearing, which is the ring of let's call it the ring of the missing mist. And if you use this ring, you have to be near a large water source, like a
Okay.
river. You can't just like dump a little water on the ground or
I'm
something.
taking this one.
But basically, you wear it. You can use it once per day. It recharges on a long rest. And when you cast it, you make like a 10-foot area around yourself, and all ranged attacks against anybody inside that area from anybody outside of that area are at disadvantage. And it lasts for 1 minute. Okay? That's pretty much what he had. He's got a really bloodied up robe, but it doesn't seem to have any magical effects or anything.
It's just bloody.
It's just a bloody robe. It's just a bloody robe. Alright, so that's pretty much the loot from town. What is it you guys would like to do?
We need to take a long rest
Yeah.
because we're both kind of hurting here. But so the common house is gone, the bridge is gone,
And the inn is
the
gone.
inn is gone.
Yeah, and a couple of the huts that were between the common house and the inn. But other than that, the town's pretty much still whole It doesn't look like the bridge would take all that long for them to put back together, but the other buildings look more like total losses.
Do they have enough places to, like, stay?
Yeah, there was a ton of abandoned huts in town when you first came, so there's plenty of places for them to stay there. And then, like, Melon Man lived across the river in the other little abandoned city where there's also a bunch of huts that are up. So there's still a lot more buildings than people in this town at this point.
Okay.
I guess just ask Sator if they'll be okay from this point.
Okay, so you go back and find Sator, and he's basically sitting next to Akagi. He's basically got him, he's grabbed his hand, he's laid his sword across his chest, and he's just kind of crying silently next to him at this point.
He was a good lad.
I like how he's a lad.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Oh, that's right. Mike is old.
I always thought we'd die in battle together, he said.
Well, one of you did.
Yep. And as you're talking to Sector, uncomfortably close to you is the butcher chopping up one of the bandit bodies over there. He's actually stripped him down, so I wouldn't want to get any more blood on these clothes. You may want to do something with them. And he's just chopping up one of these bandits.
And Mike is twitching.
Oh, sorry. I see you are having a heart-to-heart. I will not interrupt. So, Sator's like, he just stands up, and he looks at you, and he says, I think the worst of it is over. Thank you. I lost a good friend, but the Raventree is safe, and Raventree is safe, and I think we'll be able to rebuild from here.
We're gonna leave the weapons here. For when your people come back, at least you'll have some defenses or some weapons to defend yourselves with. Do you think we should go and scout out their camp to see if there's anything else we can use for you?
Yeah, you can go have a look at the camp, and I think I'll stay here just in case anybody else wanders in or help people, who need healing. I can help with that. And just try and get things back in order. We still need to bring in much of the harvest, too.
Aye. You have enough people for that?
We'll get in. We should get it in before any frost or anything. It'll take a while.
So, you want to go check out the bandit camp and let them kind of rebuild?
Yeah.
Or not rebuild, but...
Yeah, do you guys want to rest or anything?
Yes.
Yeah, we need to get the health points back.
I was assuming
Okay.
this wasn't the next day. But
Okay.
yeah.
So you're just going to rest up somewhere in one of these
Yeah.
abandoned huts or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right. So you take a long rest. You'll be back up to all your spell slots and health, and we'll see what happens then in the morning.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the culmination of the bandit battle. That's the end of the backup recorder audio, so we're back to our normal audio from here on out. If you're interested in listening to the summary of our first go-round, that's what's coming up next, so you can stay tuned for that. Either way, we look forward to seeing you back for episode 9 of Date Night. So this is a summary of the second part of the bandit battle we lost our audio for. We're going to redo just part of it, which was the monologue that Kalman gave at the beginning, and then we'll just summarize. So, last time when you guys played, the Grease Wizard had left through the portal that he had come through, and at the same time another portal had opened, and out of that one had stepped Kalman, and he had said basically that he was there to help you. So let's just summarize what happened in the bandit fight.
Okay. We when we picked up, all of us were kind of just woken up from our short rest at the Raventree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we heard some sounds of fighting, and we that's right, the bell
The bell
the
and
bell
the
was
bandit
ringing,
king is here.
and the bandit king is here, right? So we we poked our heads out to take a look, and we couldn't see any bandit king or anything like that, but we did see the butcher guy had come back. So we started talking to him, and he suddenly adopted a much more Indian sounding accent. And
yeah, he said, what did he say? Basically, you guys were arguing about whether or not he was the bandit king, and he said, no, he wasn't the bandit king. He said he was a butcher, and he said, I'm here for the meat. He said, but that guy down there on the oryx, that is the bandit king. And then there was some like shouting and smoke coming from the north, and he said, and you are surrounded too. And he agreed. Basically, he just sat down on his stool, I guess, to kind of watch what was going on in the battle.
so originally we decided to go confront the bandit king because he was waving a flag.
Yes.
And we walked over there, and he gave us one chance to surrender, or he was going to...
Or leave.
Yeah, that's true. I guess leave would be better than surrender.
Yeah, he wanted everybody to leave, and he would get his recruits to take in the crops, because the Raventree, everybody has kind of left, so they didn't really have anybody to bring the crops in time for harvest. He said, just leave the city, and we'll let you live, basically.
Well, we said, nuts to that. And we did the the initiative rolls and all that stuff, but then we ended up, we heard all kinds of sounds coming from behind us. The reason we did the initiative rolls to fight the Bandit King first is because I totally forgot that we didn't, I thought we had brought all of our people to the Raventree, but we had left the bulk of people in the inn, which is now on fire.
Right.
So
all those NPCs were holed up in the inn, and Durn and Keira turned around to go try and protect them from the bandits that were coming across the river, even though the bridge had been taken out before, right?
Right.
Yes.
So Keira took a shot, and her dice, the first of many failed rolls.
Yeah. My dice were...
That's why you jinxed the recording, I think.
Yeah.
Because you knew you were going to roll so bad that it just corrupted the file.
But, so she missed. She missed the shot. But then we broke out in a run to go and meet up with the other NPCs that were at the end. I shouldn't say the other NPCs. We're not NPCs. We're people. Akagi and Sator stayed behind to face the Bandit King. And... Akagi, being the badass that he is, didn't want to heal. He wanted Sator to shoot, what did you call it, a guiding bolt?
Yeah, Sator shot a guiding bolt at the Bandit King. He only had one spell slot left, and Akagi opted for him to shoot the guiding bolt, which gave Akagi advantage on his attacks that came up first. So you guys left Sator and Akagi to fight the Bandit King, an archer, and 2 bandits, and the Bandit King was riding that oryx.
So it was a very sort of sentimental moment. A lot of bro. I don't know what to call it. Bromancing between Akagi and Sator.
Yeah.
But so anyways,
I recall Sator flamboyantly throwing his feather bow over his shoulder.
Yeah. Which is a proud moment for us all, really. So we left and we went up towards the inn. And we found it was on fire. And at this point, we couldn't see what was across the river, but we found Fury and Mishmash and Melon Man
and Baba Ganoush.
There was no Yihei or Yohei. By the way, when I make those jokes as Durn, it's not because that's Durn's character. I really do suck at remembering names. So Yohei was nowhere to be found. Assuming he was the guy in the bell tower, but we don't really know.
That's what Baba Ganesh said.
And then you did notice that the river had a dry spot in it where bandits were, as you guys got closer, where bandits were streaming across the river, and there was an elemental there that was also being formed in the river. And then there was a really misty mist around the sorcerer.
That I could not hit for the life of me.
So it was
which
a misty
put
mist of
everybody-
missing.
Yeah, the misty mist of missing caused Keira to miss many of her attacks, trying to take the sorcerer down in hopes of making the elemental fall too.
So basically, the creek bed may have been dry, but our pants were beginning to become wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mishmash ran out to the side of the river.
It's Rickmesh, by the way.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm
We
gonna
just
get this
call
right
him
one
Mishmash now.
day.
What's his new name?
So, anyways, he got the first initiative. He ran out to the river and squared off. I think he took like an arrow from one of the archers at first, but that just kind of made him angry more than anything. Durn ran out there with him, and a bunch of folks, all the melee NPCs, the non-archers or the caster, were charging across. I whiffed my first throw with the hammer.
Yeah.
But then I landed it with the second one. Actually critted with when my thunderous
Thunderous Smite.
came up. So that hit hard enough to kill two of the guys in front.
Yeah, and that left 4.
Yeah, we kind of. I mean, it was a lot of trading after that. I mean, that was a really dramatic start to the fight, but it was a lot of back and forth after that.
Yeah, it got a little slow, honestly, in that section where
And Keira just kept missing.
there was a lot of missing.
Imagine a hail of
both
arrows going everywhere except for their target, including she dropped one once, so one landed directly in front of her feet.
Yep.
I switched dice and I was still rolling 3s.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
But they did take out most of the Well, they took out the bandits who were crossing and one of the archers, and then
Rickmesh went down.
Yeah, Rickmesh went down first, and then I think Melon Man got one watermelon seed across the river and hit the archer in the eye with it.
Or something.
Yeah,
and then he choked on the
taken.
second one.
That's right. And then he pulled like a moldy one out of his pocket that he had been saving for a while and shot that one.
Whiffed completely right into the river. Yeah.
And then I think he went out cold, and then Fury threw some of her hairpins at some of the archers and
she came up next to Durn and was doing. I mean, she was doing a really good job with the daggers. I think she actually bisected 2 people.
Yeah, she took out some of those recruits. And then she got taken down by the archer across the river and forced that archer and the elemental that was throwing like crashing waves and ice daggers at Keira and Durn, forced them to retreat away from the river. And fortunately for them, the elemental really couldn't leave the river. So they were able to go back down to where Akagi and Setor were battling with the Bandit King. By that point, when they got down there, the butcher had killed 2 of the bandits who looked like they had maybe gotten a little bit too close to him, where he was sitting on a stool, and the archer was still alive down there, and the bandit king was, but his oryx was almost dead, and he was down on the ground fighting Akagi when our characters got down there.
Now Akagi was being just an absolute badass. 2 or 3 attacks at a time. Of course, the Goblin King had 3 attacks at a time too.
Right.
So they were kind of trading back and forth, and it looked like Akagi landed some really strong hits, but of course, the Bandit King, being the big baddie of all this, had a pretty sizable health pool. Akagi did get taken down, and then so the Bandit King had 3 attacks. The first 2 attacks dropped Akagi to the ground. And then the Bandit King had like these really spiky bracers, and so on his 3rd attack, he slammed him into Akagi's back, and pretty much, bleeding out at that point.
Yeah, and we lost Akagi. So Akagi died during this episode. The Bandit King also, basically those spiky bracers and his purple cloak, obviously that went with the Be Steady and Rock Bop theme. He looked a little bit like Shredder. And he was dodging...
I didn't pick up on that. Now I feel stupid. I totally did not pick up on that.
Well...
I was imagining like you said spikes, but in my head it was like, tusks and furry
I was
bracers.
picturing Shredder bracers, but it never clicked of Bebop and Rocksteady followed by Shredder.
Oh,
so we're saying it's a good thing I didn't roll very high on intelligence for my character, because apparently I don't have perception in real life either.
All right. So, yeah, you were squared off with the Bandit King. You guys were pretty close to dead for a lot of the end of the battle there after fighting the Elemental. You were down to just a few hit points. You'd burned all your spell slots. Sator was out of them.
Took a potion. I mean, just every last-ditch effort move. And we ended up... He had an archer with him. We got rid of the archer. The Aurochs took a couple of charges at Sator, but missed both of them. And then just kind of went off in the field. And
yeah, he went off to graze since he was limping around anyway. Sator was pulling the archer, like he pulled the archer toward him, and with Thorn Whip, and you guys were able to take the archer out. And then the archer and the sorcerer from across the river actually came to the other side, and the archer was shooting at you, and you didn't really know where the sorcerer was at. Sator did the Thorn Whip thing again. You took that archer out. You injured the Bandit King pretty badly with some good attacks. Was it you, Durn, who got the last hit?
I think so.
Then he started to retreat, but the butcher got up.
That's
and
right. Because I was so deliriously happy. I was like, oh, thank God,
that you
it's
finally
over.
got a hit.
We finally got...
And you tried to hit him with an opportunity attack when he ran away, but you couldn't. Anyway, he, the butcher, practically teleported in front of the Bandit King, and he said, no retreat. Winners eat, losers meet.
So we started getting a really creepy vibe from the butcher.
Yeah. So Mike and Keira were both sufficiently creeped out by that.
And if you
Sam
remember
is
Sam,
eating a calzone or something.
And if you remember from last time, you had one of the butcher's sausages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we found out it's not pork.
Oh.
It's the other white meat.
Sam's in character right now eating one of those sausages, but it's a calzone. So if you hear any chomping noises, it's... Oh, there's sausage in there.
There is sausage inside
so
my
you
calzone.
turned it into an interdimensional calzone.
So winners eat and losers meet.
Yeah, the winners eat, the losers meet. So basically, he didn't let the Bandit King leave, and he chopped him down. He only had a couple hit points left at that point. Chopped him down with 2 cleaver attacks, and made a deal with Keira and Durn that he would... Oh, and Sator was unconscious by then, too.
Yeah.
I feel like I've missed a lot.
A lot happened.
He made a deal with Sator and Durn to... he would help out for the very end if he could have his share of the loot, but all he wanted was the meat. So they went and found the sorcerer who was standing on top of the storage building.
A few more trades.
Yeah.
Like the Elemental took a couple of swings at Durn. I don't think anything connected. I had 3 hit points. If anything had connected at that point, I would have just died.
Right. And Keira had Sam the Benevolent out, who actually had taken 3 attacks from the Bandit King, and the Bandit King missed all 3.
Yep.
So he probably saved their butts.
Mm-hmm.
And then she sent him up to try and fight with the sorcerer on top of the storage building, but the butcher teleported up to the top, and he took the sorcerer down again with some chops of his cleaver. And that was the end of the bandit battle. It is important to note what loot our characters got, because they'll be coming up again later. I think Mike got a few liquor bottles.
And I got the Shredder's bracers.
Right.
And then I got the Shredder's purple cloak.
Yeah, so Mike's Shredder now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a dwarven, Scottish, awful, very shiny armor version of Shredder.
The bracers they help on unarmed attacks, +1 to hit and +1 to damage. And then the purple cloak was just +1 to the armor class. And the most interesting thing that was found after the bandit fight was on either Bebop or Rocksteady. I mean, B-Steady or Rockbot. And it was Crinkle Fire Touch's Blunderbuss. And
You're saying words now. I don't know what any of this means.
Mike identified this with his Arcana check. And it was actually invented by the enigmatic gnome inventor Crinkle Fire Touch. And this weapon looks like a normal blunderbuss, but the maker's mark of a flaming finger, which we determined was a pinky. Mike,
yeah.
Distinguish it from other rare blunderbuss. So this weapon...
Is that the plural of blunderbuss?
I don't think so.
Blunderbusses?
It is now.
Blunderbuss. but it's a weapon powered by an unstable tie to other planes. When you pull the trigger, a bridge between the material plane and other planes of existence opens, and it closes immediately after releasing an effect.
No,
There's a bunch of stat things here, but basically you roll 1d20 to determine whether you hit. It doesn't have anything to do with armor class. And then you roll a second d20 to see what effect it has.
And like if you crit fail like a 1 or a 2, the effect still goes off, but it goes off on you.
Yeah, it backfires.
Yeah.
You can use it once a day, and the players don't know what the random effects are. I have a table, and when they want to shoot the blunderbuss, they roll, and I tell them what the random effect is. So I'm looking forward to seeing when their characters decide to take a shot with that thing. But I think that catches us up on about 2 hours.
There was the mist ring.
Oh yeah, Keira got the ring that the sorcerer was using to create the misty mists of missing. She can use that once per day if she's near a source of water to cast a mist around herself to put ranged attackers at disadvantage.
It's like 10 feet radius.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that catches us up on. You got everybody under the Raventree
we were
heal them, and you
picking
took
up
a long
the
rest.
bodies. Well, not the bodies, the unconscious people. Yeah, dragging them to the Raventree so that they could recoup. And I think we were getting ready. We had just taken a long rest at the very end of the play session.
Right. So everybody's back to full. And Sam and Eva, you can be back to full if you're not.
Nice.